going on, dudes? My name is Nidokings. I'm your coach of your Kansas City Nidokings, and today we have our team prep for our week 6 rematch against the Minnesota Wild Charge. So, I didn't mess around with the team. I had my buddy Josh, the Super LP bro, who is also the coach of the Chicago Cloisters. He helped me team build this week because I really need to pick up a win. I need to pick up my second win of the season. So, I'm pretty excited for this match, but it's going to be tough because if you do remember, they beat us 3-0 in the last match that we had, which was week 3. So, 3 weeks later, we're battling them again. Anyway, we're going to start off, and I'm going to explain my team and why they are how they are. Excuse me, didn't mean to hit the mic. So, we have our Mega Pincer here, Ravager, who's running Quick Attack, Swords Dance, Earthquake, and Return. So, Quick Attack is possibly what I would do for late game, sort of. Swords Dance, Quick Attack is probably late game sweeping. I just wanted to have that to get that up there. And then the E-Quake will definitely help against that Magnezone, because the Magnezone can probably switch in thinking it can handle it, and then get wrecked by an Earthquake, because they won't outspeed because it has freaking base 60. Yeah, so very nice. Typhlosion really doesn't want to take that Earthquake. Armaldo really won't, so a couple Pokemon take a good amount of damage from Earthquake, but if I set up Swords Dance, Earthquake will do a lot to most of his team. So, and Return. If I have Swords Dance Return up, it'll one-shot that Armaldo. Unless he has max defense, but, you know, we'll just have to see. But the Conkeldurr I'm not scared of when it comes to this thing. Scizor is just kind of meh. It's kind of in the middle because I can do damage with both of my stabs, and it doesn't really have anything that can do to me that'll hurt me, so very, very nice. And then the Milotic, can't really worry about that too much. He may be packing Ice Beam, but same time, I probably won't keep Ravager in against it. You never know. But Mega Gardevoir also will not want to take a Return, even without max. I don't even think I have to be +2 to one-shot it with Return. So, should do quite a lot of damage. I'm really excited for that. But Swords Dance is a pretty key part of the set. If I'm going to expect the swap, I definitely want to go for the Swords Dance and do well. So, as you see, I'm running max attack, max speed, a little bit in special defense, and running a Jolly Nature. So this is just to make sure I can outspeed a couple things. So base 85 allows me to outspeed a good amount of his team. I should outspeed that Celebi if he has no speed investment. The Typhlosion, I will not outspeed. The Hydreigon or the Mega Gardevoir, I do not have a higher base speed than them, and all of them would have max speed anyway, so I will not outspeed any of those. Everything else is slower than me. I don't really have to worry about it, except that Ice Shard from the Mamoswine, but hopefully I can catch the... Oh, excuse me, hit my headphones that are on my stand. But, I really hope that I can get the thing in on a switch and do a ton of damage to it. So, yeah, that is Ravager, our Mega Pincer. So we're going to move on. Next, we have Mirror B. Once again, running an Assault Vest Bouffalon. He's got a lot of special threats on his team, including the Milotic, the Mega Gardevoir, the Hydreigon, the Magnezone, Celebi. Celebi can be either, actually. And Typhlosion. So he's got a lot of special threats on his team. So, running Earthquake, because Earthquake hits, obviously, the Magnezone. It'll do a decent amount of damage to that Mamoswine. Typhlosion will get wrecked by it. Obviously, the Braviary isn't affected by it. It's the only thing unaffected in the Hydreigon, excuse me, because it's got Levitate. But both of those, hopefully you won't predict those and swap into them. But it's probably a good chance he's definitely going to be bringing that Braviary, but because it's one of the few Pokemon he's brought to a ton of matches. Anyways, Head Charge with no setup move or anything like that wrecks the Mega Gardevoir. Hydreigon doesn't want to take it. Frickin' Celebi, if it has no investment, will not want to take it. Typhlosion will get wrecked. Head Charge, Reckless just rips through this team. So that is the reason that I'm bringing Head Charge on Mirror B rather than anything else like Thrash or whatever. Mega Horn will do a lot of damage to the Celebi. It'll freaking wreck the Celebi. It'll do a lot of damage to that Hydreigon. It'll do fairly decent amount of damage to that Gardevoir because it doesn't resist it. Conkeldurr and Scizor obviously can deal with that very nicely, as well as Braviary and Magnezone, but it's a very, very nice move to have just in case he swaps in anything he think can take the attack, you know? And then Zen Headbutt is there because Conkeldurr, if he swaps in the Conkeldurr thinking that I can really do nothing to him, I can just hit him with a Zen Headbutt and do a lot of damage because it's a pretty powerful physical psychic type move. The Hydreigon is unaffected. The Mega Gardevoir doesn't take anything from it, and the Caesar. So, I mean, it doesn't do good a lot against a lot of his team, but it's mainly there for that Conkeldurr. But, as you see, I said but way too many times in that past couple sentences. You see the EV Spreader running here, running 232 in HP, just to have some HP to sit in there and be able to take hits and whatnot. Attack, because I want to wreck some stuff on his team. And then I put a little more in defense than I did special defense, because obviously I am running Assault Vest, so I decided to go 16 in defense and then 8 in special defense. Mainly, I put a little more in physical defense, obviously, because 1, the Assault Vest, and 2, that Conkeldurr and the Caesar are definitely going to be physical. Typically, the Armaldo and Braviary will also be physical, so, you know, and it'll just help in that sense. But, obviously, running an Adamant Nature, do more damage. I'm not planning on outspeeding anything. I don't outspeed anything. I think it's his lowest base speed is Magnezone with base 60, so I don't outspeed anything on the team, and that isn't the goal. So, pretty cool stuff. I want to just do a lot of damage, you know. And Sigma is coming to only her 2nd match of the season. I have not brought her to many matches. I really don't know why. It's just hasn't worked out well for us. But as you see, we are running a Specs Sigma here, running Psychic, Shadow Ball, Surf, and Draco Meteor. Psychic is a very nice stab move. A couple Pokemon on his team resist it. I mean, the Caesar resist it, the Gardevoir resist it, the Hydreigon is unaffected, the Magnezone does not want, the Magnezone resists it, the Celebi resists it. So 5 out of his 11 do resist it, but it's a very powerful Psychic type move, and it'll do a pretty decent amount of damage to anything he swaps in. Now, Shadow Ball is there for that Gardevoir, so the Gardevoir can't just stall me out and hit me with, you know, Moonblast and whatnot. If I have to leave this thing in against the Gardevoir, I have something that I can do to it. That is why we're running Shadow Ball. It'll also hit the Celebi, so that's a little bit of a plus side, but the Braviary is unaffected by it. Surf is a pretty good move on this thing. It's a really high power water type move. Mamoswine doesn't want to take it, the Typhlosion or the Armaldo, none of them want to take a Surf from this thing. And then Draco, because we were running Specs. So, typically I would run things like Dragon Pulse if I'm doing Life Orb, because it wouldn't be that great to lower my special attack by 2 stages and then have to swap out because of that. So, it'll be very nice. It'll hit the Hydreigon pretty hard. Obviously, the Mega Gardevoir is unaffected. Caesar is okay with it, and the Magnezone is okay with it. But it hits everything else really hard on the team. So, that is why we are bringing that. But Specs, obviously, because I want to lock myself in to some move, and I just want to do a lot of freaking damage. So, as you see, we are running a Timid Nature, 4 in HP, maxed out at special attack and speed. So, that's just so I can outspeed everything on his team. Because I do have, this is my highest base speed Pokemon that I drafted, I'm pretty sure. And his highest base speed, I believe, is that Mega Gardevoir running at 100. So, I'm not really afraid of anything on his team outspeeding me, so I really don't have to worry about that. But the extra speed will just make things a little bit more sure, especially when it comes to that Gardevoir. Sigma is hopefully going to be a pretty big anchor in the team this week. It's been a while since she's been on the team. So I think I brought her maybe week 1 or something like that. Anyways, doesn't matter. Next we have Rosbuton. So, Rosbuton, obviously the Roserade. We were running a Choice Scarf Roserade. So this is the first time I've ever decided to run this. Sludge Bomb, Dazzling Gleam, Leaf Storm, and HP Fire. Now, we're running Leaf Storm rather than Giga Drain or maybe Energy Ball because I am scarfed into that. So, that's why we want to do it, because a Scarfed Rosbuton will will outspeed a good amount of his team. I'm not sure if it'll outspeed that Mega Gardevoir. It definitely won't outspeed a Scarfed Hydreigon, but yeah, so that is the reason we were running that. Sludge Bomb is obviously for that Mega Gardevoir, because Mega Gardevoir thinks it can handle it, and then I can have it swap in, get wrecked by a Sludge Bomb. It'll do a lot of damage, especially, well, it'll do like 90%, I think it is, without Specs or Life Orb, so it's very, very nice. Dazzling Gleam is for that Conkeldurr, thinking that the Conkeldurr can come in safely and not have to deal with it. It also hit the Hydreigon quad, so that's very, very nice. Leaf Storm is obviously a very high power stab move. It'll do a lot of damage to that Milotic. It'll hit the Armaldo. you know, max HP and max special attack, but the Scarf is the reason that we're running that rather than max speed. So we're running a modest nature because we really don't need that extra speed. Hitting a little bit harder would be even better. And then put that last little bit in defense because it's got a much better special defense stat. So, yeah, it's a very, very weird set that I'm looking forward to using with Miss Rosbicon. Next, we have Electivire Princess. I did not plan to actually bring this just because of the, you know, his mascot being the Electivire, but it's all good. So, Princess, the Choice Scarf Electivire. We're running Motor Drive just because of that Magnezone. There's nothing on his team that can actually put me to sleep, so I don't have to worry about that. Thunder Punch hits things like the Milotic super hard because it doesn't resist it. It'll hit the Braviary super hard. It'll hit a lot of his team. The only things that resist it would be, you know, Hydreigon, Mamoswine, Magnezone, Celebi. That's it. Those are the only Pokemon that will want to take a Thunder Punch from an Electivire. So, pretty cool stuff. Now, Fire Punch is there, obviously, for that Scizor. Because Scizor is kind of a big deal on this team. Yeah, it'll also do a lot of damage to the Magnezone, the Celebi, the Mamoswine, so a lot of these things are trying to hit the main defensive core, or the main scary core that he's got there. Cross Chop is there just because we didn't really know what else to put on there. It'll hit the Hydreigon, Mamoswine, Magnezone, Scizor fairly decently. It'll hit the Armaldo for super effective, well, not super effective, excuse me, it's Bug, not Grass. It'll hit it for neutral damage, so it's a pretty powerful fighting type move, and it should help very nicely when it comes to this. So, Volt Switch is obviously because a lot of Scarfers are Volt Turn, so I decided to do this just because if I get a bad matchup, if it's anything but the Mamoswine, I can easily just Volt Switch and swap into something else that can handle it. So, yeah, as you see, we're running max attack and max speed. I do want to outspeed a couple things, such as possibly being able to outspeed the Gardevoir or something like that. But did you know that freaking Electivire's base speed is 95? That's actually pretty quick. I didn't realize it was that fast. So, we put 4 in defense just because we're running a hasty nature rather than jolly, just because I have Volt Switch. So, that's the reason we're running that. Now, our final Pokemon that we're bringing is Mew with the Colbur Berry. So, Colbur Berry lowers the damage that a Dark-type super effective move will do. So, that is why we're running that, because of that Hydreigon. You know, if something else tries to Pursuit Trap me in, like the Scizor, expecting me to, you know, just be an attacker and obviously predicting the switch. But we're running Roost. Because obviously Roost is to get my health back if I'm low on health, you know, and Flamethrower is for that Scizor if it decides to come in and think it's gonna set up or try to Pursuit me out, because Pursuit won't do that much damage even with Technician, so I don't really have to worry about that too much. Flash Cannon is for that Mega Gardevoir. Mega Gardevoir comes in and thinks that it's just gonna be fine against Mew. Yeah, and then Stealth Rocks, because Stealth Rocks is very helpful against this team. The Braviary, definitely, a lot of his Pokemon, like the Mega Gardevoir, it has, I think it's somewhere around 70% chance to faint from Flash Cannon after Stealth Rocks or something like that. So Josh was like, we need to do Stealth Rocks on this team. So we decided to go Sigma over Uxie. So, and we ended up putting rocks on Meow here. So, yeah, pretty cool moveset. And then we're running a bulky set. So we're running max special defense and then max HP. Put a little bit in special attack, and then make it a calm nature Pokemon just to boost that special defense even more. See if I can live a couple of hits from those threats that he's got on the team. So that is our team for a rematch versus the Minnesota Wild Charge. I'm super nervous for this match. I would really love to pull out a win because we need our second win on the season. So thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, likes are appreciated. And make sure if you want to pick up your Kansas City Nidokings merch, links in the description below. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Let's go Nidokings!